Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and it is time for another edition of Angel Sudsy Recap, where we delve into the world of daytime television and we do a few reality shows on the side. And one of those reality shows that we're doing, at least for this week, is The Real Housewives of Auckland. But before we get into The Real Housewives, I am in Olympia. I'm working at a casino this week. So I'm doing pretty good. I had a good day, a relatively decent day. So we'll see how it goes. Tomorrow we go live with our system, so we'll see how everything goes. All right. So let's talk about the Real Housewives of Auckland. So I kind of hate to say this, but this finale was kind of not good. I know. I'm normally such a huge fan of all the international housewives, whether it's Melbourne or Cheshire or Auckland or Sydney, even though I haven't even seen Sydney. But this finale was just, it was kind of a head scratcher. I was like, what the fuck is going on? What is with these people? So, you know, in terms of, okay, first of all, let's start at the beginning. The reason why it was weird is because, first of all, they started the episode with Gilda going to Michelle's house to catch up on what happened last week. And we've seen that before on this season a few times. So that's like, okay. I mean, that just seems like, to me, that just screams, I'm, I don't want to do a flashback. I would rather it was ridiculous. I thought that was kind of dumb. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Gilda and I love Michelle, but I just thought that was kind of, I don't want to say hokey, but it looked a little staged. I'm just gonna say it looked a little staged. I've got like some kind of. I hope I don't get another pimple. That would be bad. It could just be the lighting in here. The lighting in my hotel room is not that great. I'm warning you all ahead of time. It's not that wonderful. Makes me look all blotchy and gross. But oh my god, and the lighting in the bathroom is not much better. It makes my hair look red, and I was like, what? I was a little bit irritated. I'm like, I would much rather have my hair be brunette than be ginger, just because it doesn't look good on me. Not because I have anything against gingers. I don't. In fact, I think gingers are super hot, but on me it doesn't look that good. I had red hair once when I was in high school. It didn't look that good. It was probably the least successful color that I had. When I was in high school, I used to dye my hair all kinds of different colors all the time. But yeah, I was starting to get a little irritated. But it's just the lighting in the bathroom. It's not that good. Because I asked my coworker, I was like, does my hair look red? And he's like, no. I was like, okay. Okay. All right. Back to the Real Housewives of Auckland. So they end the night. First of all, again, and this isn't just with the Real Housewives of Auckland. It's with all the Real Housewives. They always end at some party. I don't know why they do a party. Why can't they just do a dinner somewhere? Or just getting together? Or even if they don't get together. I mean, why does it... I mean, it's always got to be some fucking party. Excuse me. I'm just over that. So, Michelle had a surprise party thrown for her by her husband and Gilda. Gilda helped her husband out. And all the girls were invited, including Julia and Angela. And, you know, so they go to Michelle's party, right? And Angela doesn't really talk to Michelle that much. And Michelle's like, I'm kind of offended that she hasn't even, like, bothered to say hello to me at my own fucking party. Like, what's that about? So Gilda mentions it to her. She's like, you know, Michelle's a little bit offended that, you know, you haven't said anything to her. And she's like, oh my god, Gilda is always just trying to start shit. And she's always trying to get involved, you know. And it's like, no, she brought up a legitimate criticism that I haven't seen you address. So I don't know how that's always trying to get involved. I mean, you know, whatever. And then they basically, Julia and Angela gang up and spend the whole most of the whole show, not all of the whole show, but a lot of the whole show trying to take down Louise. What? I mean, that's kind of like a head scratcher because yeah, they might have had issues with Louise recently, but they certainly didn't like it would have made sense storyline wise. It would have made sense if they had, done something that they had pursued this whole story, this whole, season, right? But instead they all go after Louise and it just didn't make any sense at all. It really didn't. Like, I mean, I get where their criticisms were coming from, but from a production standpoint, it doesn't make any sense to have the finale end like that. Like it I mean, I hate to say it, but I don't think that the show was canceled because of any of the girls. The girls were actually a gold mine of good material. In fact, I mean, like, honestly, can you imagine if any of the Real Housewives of Atlanta had been called the N word by Kim Zolciak? They would have been furious, right? They would have beat the shit out of her. Or, any of the other housewives that they had called someone the N word. I mean, like, that would never have happened. It happened in New Zealand. So, that type of thing is like, but for an audience, I mean, for an audience member, I cringed because I was like, oh my God, because, I've already gone off about this topic. I'm like, I don't know why she said it that way. It's so stupid because if she had just articulated herself a little bit better, if she had said, don't treat her, because she was actually sticking up for Michelle, believe it or not. She was saying, don't treat Michelle like a servant. It would have been better, but instead she said boatin'. I mean, I've never even heard of that phrase ever. I still haven't. But you know what? I've got, now that I mentioned that, it's actually good because I've learned a lot of phrases that I have never known before. They could be part of the New Zealand vernacular. So here are some of the phrases that they said just on this episode. One, well, no. Before the episode, they had navel gazing. I didn't know what that was. I didn't know what navel gazing was, so I found that out. Um, Champagne socialist. I didn't know what that was either. I'd never heard that before, so that's an interesting one. Another one is Chardonnay whore. That might be my favorite, actually. That might be my new insult to someone. A Chardonnay whore. I've never heard that one. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm still not 100% sure what it means, but it just sounds great. I love it. So, like, those types of things are, culturally very different. I would never have it. And boat, I've never heard that either. It's an old sailing term. I don't know about that. That sounds like you're justifying why you said it, but okay, whatever. That's fine. Yeah, so there was another one too, like, got his cock in the till. I'm like, I've never heard that phrase either. I don't know. I'm like, are you speaking English? I don't get it, but they're speaking English, they're just speaking Kiwi English. I speak American English. I don't know what they're saying. So I like it because I'm learning about other cultures and some of the phrases I will use. I'm sorry. I'm totally going to use Chardonnay whore. Gilda called that to Julia or Angela, one of those two, because Gilda had it. She was done with them. So she finally just ripped them to shreds. It was Julia. It was Julia. She was like, you're an idiot. Which, honestly, when you think of curse words, if she had called her the C word or the B word or anything like that, it would have made sense, but it wouldn't have been that great. But she called her an idiot, and the way she said it was just dripping with such venom. That was way harsher than a curse word, way harsher. So that's why I always say, in terms of curse words, it's always about the intent behind it. So if you have a really hateful intent, you can make it even she could have called her a fool. And if she said it the same way she said idiot, it would have been just as hateful. I loved it. It was great. So, anyways, Julia was not ready. I'm not going to lie. It did make me laugh a little bit. It made me laugh a little bit because the minute Gilda went off on Julia, Julia went off and cried. I mean, you would think that you would know if you're going to poke the beehive, you're going to get stung, right? And then you would expect that. No, she poked the beehive, she got stung, and then she cried. It was hilarious. And Angela, Louise told Angela, she's like, you might be quite possibly the most deluded person I have ever met before. Well, hallelujah. We have been thinking that since episode 1, right? When she was talking about her book and she was talking about how wonderful it is and color palettes. I mean, like, oh my God. You know, she is great television. I'm not going to lie. She's really good TV. But I can see how she would be exhausting to deal with in a live situation. Like, people would be like, are you kidding me? The only thing I didn't like was that, you know, she brought Leah, of course. I love intern Leah. I just gotta say, because this is the last episode. Like, there's no reunion. There's no more episodes of the series. I don't know why they decided to air this series in the United States, to be perfectly honest with you. It didn't make any sense, but okay, whatever. So they aired this episode, and this was one of Leah's last few days before she goes to Japan. So that's me. I'm going to Japan next week. So I'll be doing my Sudsy recaps from Japan. So I'm actually very excited about that. We'll see how it works because I'll have internet access. So hopefully I'll be able to watch the shows from Japan. I'm very excited about my trip to Japan. It's like going home. I lived in Japan for like 10 months. There was actually a suggestion given by one of my friends on YouTube saying, hey, well, you should do a monthly show where you talk about your life and give stories and things like that. I might. Who knows? You never know. I might do a What's Up with Angel or What's Going On with Angel. I don't know what it's called, but we'll figure that out when it happens. But I might do that. We'll see. Let me know if it's a good idea. Okay, so Leah's going back to France. She's going back to France, so they had, so she brought her to the party, and Michelle's like, listen, Leah's a nice person. I don't know her that well, though, so it's really kind of strange that she's at my birthday party. I'm just going to let you know. It's kind of weird. And, are you working at my birthday party? Is that why she's here? And she's like, no, she's going back to France, and I want her to have a good time or whatever. And she's like, okay. I mean, it just seemed kind of weird that she brought her to a stranger's birthday party. It's kind of weird. But yeah, so that was kind of this finale of this season. It wasn't very well. I can't wait to see what the ladies are going to do next. But unfortunately, it's not going to be on the Housewives. Anyways, I do want to say thank you so much for logging on today. Please feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Angel Benton. You can hashtag RHOAKL or Real Housewives Shit to talk about the Real Housewives of Auckland. Or you can also hashtag Bold and Beautiful to talk about the Bold and Beautiful. I'll be doing that tomorrow. And you can also talk about... you can hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel to get my YouTube videos sent to your email inbox every single day. Thank you so much for logging on today. Have a wonderful day. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.